How's it going? It's me, Dr. Molony. I'm here to heal or avail opportunity. And sometimes when I really need it's not good anymore. Not good. So wait. Well, when something's not good, something has to change, you know? Something has to change, you know? Sometimes, you know, I like to give those changes funny words. But I'll tell you what. In the end, when you have to change something funny, say it. You know, it should be good. Okay, oh, there we go. But you have to change something. You're technically destroying. Some. Can I finish one with three? Can I stutter? You have to destroy something. You know, you can transform, you know, and blah, 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 but you know, you have to, you're changing a current state into something else, you know. I think a lot of times, at the very least, you have to destroy something to get something else out of it. Anyway. Yeah. Depends on how you wanna say it. But you got to destroy something. Whoops. You did not see that. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. What? On my OBS it shows 0 drop frames. What are you talking about? YouTube? Piece of shit. So you have to destroy something. Or alter. Destroy, alter, recreate, represent, transmute, whatever. But you have to remove or alter something to get something else. It's kinda how the whole universe is. So what is... So, destroy. Destroy equals alteration. I cannot write. I am destroying the human handwritingness literature. Now, there's roughly 3 ways that you destroy something or alter something, whichever. There's positive. I'm going to, misspell something. I'm eventually going to embarrass myself and I look like a doofus. My handwriting's already terrible because I'm an artist. I did 2nd grade writing good. I did the doodle and it's haunted me ever since because I look like I'm a 10-year-old trying to write. But there's positive, negative, and there's I don't know if this is the right transmutive, which in itself is just another version of destroying if you want to get super, like I was just saying, alteration, mean transmute. But I'm going to do that in positive, add, something. Negative, remove something. Transitive, alter something. And you can argue that to alter something is to destroy, like we have up here. So this is something that you can only get if you commit to one of these two, I guess. You have to do one of these two to get to transmutive destruction. So, example, you want to add something. So let's say you add heat to snow, and it destroys the snow, and it alterates it into water. If you add too much electricity to the heart, a different amount, it destroys it, overcharges it, destroys it. If you add Indians to my country, it will slowly erode the integrity of my country. And negative is like when you take something away. Take a heat source from the earth, everything fucking dies. Everything dies old. You remove blood from something, oh no, if you remove, if you remove the protections and borders that restrict immigrations from India, then it will destroy everything. It'll destroy everything. And then transmutive. You alter something, and like I said, you need. This is kind of like it's taking something you already destroyed, quote unquote, and then using it to do it further. So, like let's say you have a. Oh, my tip fell. No, that's the tip. No. Muscle tough. Oh no. Oh no. That's okay. I have another one. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Okay. I got a second one. Let's see how this works. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I never lost my tip. I never tell anyone that. But basically, like you have a wire that's conductive electricity. You add force to cut the wire in half, and then you altered the wire. And that's kind of how, it's more like one of these leads to these, but there's probably a bunch of, weird cases and stuff. This is literal. We're talking about literal, physical, but it can also be have a little bit more abstract things, and I think it also covers a lot of the same. So transmutive, if you transmute our singular ethno-state into accepting Indians, it will destroy the country. Okay, that's my racism for today. That's my xenophobia. Okay. So we kind of have, if we're following, if you homos are following, we have, methods of destroying. Next is, what do we want to destroy? Well, as we were talking about, we want to destroy. Fuck, hello, Fred Fake. Have I destroyed everything yet? Not yet. We're around getting there. We have to figure out what everything is. Destroy. My handwriting is getting destroyed. It's altered. My brain chemistry is not working. And now my ability to write isn't working, but okay. First, we need to destroy everything. Now, what is everything? Well, it's pretty easy to say, everything. Everything. Everyone knows what everything, but when you try to think of literally everything, kind of hard to actually think of everything and not just like, oh, you're just forgetting like some details. Oh, I just remember. It's like you don't know. There's things you don't know. That's part of everything. And if you don't know what that is, how are you expecting to destroy it? Hopefully, it's collateral. You destroy enough things, eventually you'll destroy those. But really, what is everything? Is it possible? Is it possible to destroy enough of these primary thingies? So if these little circles rely on these big circles, and then hypothetically, if you destroy these, then these will also get destroyed. But how do we make sure? How do we make sure that we freaking destroy those things, those bases, those basi? Well, I guess you have to figure out the building blocks. You have to figure everything is built on something else in this universe. I know it's like, oh, that's pretty obvious, but no, you understand. Everything is built on something. And let's start. What is a something? What? Let's say me. I'm a something, kind of. You see me right here. Here is me. Yeah, that's me, right? Obviously, I'm me. So how do I destroy me? Well, you already fell for a trap. You fell for the fake. You fell for the illusion. Because this isn't me. I'm going to be very schmarmy about it, very postmodern. This isn't me. This is a fucking drawing. This is an illusion. But because I said, oh, it's me, and even though it's not even this, when you think of me, you think of my avatar right here, whoa, but then you have this little creature, and then I say that's me, and all of a sudden in your mind it's like, oh, that's me too. So how do I destroy that? By destroying characters. That's not me. That's a freak. It's an abomination, it's an illusion, it's a simulacrum, it's not even close to me. Look at it, it's fucking disgusting. Look at it. Disgusting. And now it's no longer me. Because you realize, oh, it's a fucking illusion. It's harder to like completely get rid of it because our brains like to associate it. But even me, my mom, it's all a simulacrum, and simulacrum is the kind of broad term is simulation. It's like, I was trying to simulate something. But it's more official term. It's when it's something. It's when you reach something that is not based on anything else in reality. Which gets in a weird position because it gets in a whole thing, pretentious art thing, where it's like, oh, it's not really anything, but then whatever. That's a weird topic. So, and there's the idea of me, an abstract of an abstract of an abstract of me. So there's whatever this goblin. That's me, but it's not me. But you're transposing it. You're taking. We're making associations me. Where was I going with this? I don't know. I destroyed my train of thought. Ha! This is stupid. Anyway, I forgot what I was trying to prove. That's not just physical. There is the physical. There's also the psychological, because we like to invent things in our brain that aren't there. This isn't real. This is light. This is all pixelated lights. They're like lights shining through different colored crystals, and we flash them at high speeds and with different combinations to make this illusion. Yeah, we get it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple of like post-modernism. But it's not a cigar. But and all that pretentiousness, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not, there's more to it. You have to think, because there's more to everything than you think you are, because you don't know anything. So hypothetically, right now it's impossible to destroy everything. But, you know, that doesn't stop us from the hypothetical, which is a hypothetical, you know, abstract kind of ideas of how something may or may not work, the theoretical, and how to use it, which is also just, you know, an illusion. But anyway, so you have to think outside the box. You have to destroy everything. It has to be physical. You have to destroy physical, destroy mental, abstract thoughts. It needs to be, you know, not just like rocks, but the ideas, these abstract things called ideas in our brains, which are just, you know, electrical pulses that are whatever Mushy Mash uses to come up with ideas and see light and transmit it, you know. So, I'm trying to say is we need to figure out everything. So, I'm thinking, let's take some ideas. What is something and everything, and we'll individually figure out how we destroy all of them. So, I got my file. Let's ask Jeeves. Jeeves, hello, Jeeves. Okay, so let's destroy something easy. Let's destroy a heart. Let's destroy someone's heart. Let's break their heart. Okay, so breaking heart, you know, like love, relationship. So what is a relationship? Ask Chief, what is a relationship? Or love? Well, actually, no, love, relationship, love, that's good. What is love? Okay, Wikipedia. What is love? What is love is a song by Tridentian German singer Hathaway, released as his debut single from his debut album, 1993. The song, both written and produced by D.D. Halligan and Karen Hathaway, was released on Coconut Records in January 1993. It was a hit across Europe, becoming a #1 single at least 13 countries and reaching #2 in Germany. Okay, cool. So you know what love is? It's this fucking song. How do we destroy this song? Well, first, let's think of, like, you know, at it. What is love? Parentheses. So, first of all, physically, we need to physically kill love. So how do we do that? Well, what is love? Is a song. So what's it on? It's on CDs. So let's say we have a CD. Now, there's a lot of ways that we can destroy a CD that has its song. You know, break it, melt it. If you go by principles, you know, positive, negative, transmutative. With a gun, yes, we introduce a gun. What is it? We're taking a gun. Oop. And we're adding a bullet. Very smart. When you add a bullet, you're adding force. Adding force. And with enough force and mass and blah blah blah, it will hit. You know, it'll meet. Its force will meet the force of the CD, and the CD will fucking explode. because you know how it is. Because the force. You know, bits and pieces everywhere. Because it adding so much force that the atoms that are biting the CD are just can't handle it, and they just snap apart. There's too much whatever the force, the power, the pushy stuff, the stuff you put. And then, you know, because he destroyed this, he destroyed the medium in which the music is played on. So that becomes, if we look at here, that becomes negative. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And so we take away the means from which the medium, this template that holds the data of all the music, which can then be interpreted by a machine and transferred into music, and thus, you know, exactly. So it's dead. That's just one CD. Well, that's just one CD. We can hypothetically do that to any CD. You know, there's not just CDs, there's USB players, there's digital, there's computers, so, and hypothetically, you have enough guns and enough bullets, you can go through and destroy every CD, every record, every computer service system, and that'll destroy what is love. We destroyed love? Hell yeah. But why is there's bing bonging? There's bing bonging. There's bing bonging. Okay, now that's just part of it. That's just part of it. Because there's one machine, because we think, oh, we literally destroy everything. Well, no. Because it still exists. It still exists. In our brains. Music is still in our memory, even if it's incomplete. Maybe it's like incomplete, not because, you know, not everyone can remember every aspect of the song, and they can't. You know, even if they know the lyrics and kind of the melody, they don't know the exact notes of everything, the exact composition, per se. But in some fucked up way, it's still alive. It's destroyed, you know. Destroyed because, you know, the mind is weird. So how do we get rid of it? Well, obviously, we have a solution that works for this too. We just have to apply the bullet to everyone that knows it. Like, okay, cool. If you blow out their brains and no one remembers the song whatsoever, then that what is love? We killed love. We killed what is love. You know, we just destroyed love from the universe. Hypothetically, you know, the logistics and everything about it. You know, there's probably better ways of going about it, you know, just like nuking the Earth or something. But you see, it's not destroyed. You think it is. We took out the media, the physical media that literally plays it. We take out the people and the brains that remember it and can hum it and possibly reconstruct together just the sheer memory of what is love that might exist. But it's still, you know where it does exist? Where all this exists? Time. Mother fucking time. And it's like, what time is it? It's like, yes, time is everything. It's not just... So when we think of like matter and space and whatever, we think, oh, you know, the things, you know, we touch, we see those things as, you know, something. And everything else that you can't touch or see or feel or whatever that doesn't take space up, that's just nothing. But no, space And even negative space is a part of something. So the space that has nothing in it, even if you take out the wind and everything, that's still part of it. Because space isn't like a continual, even thing. It's molded, it's stretched. Well, let me, okay, let's say, okay, we're doing some very basic introductory physics. Einsteinian physics. So let's say this is space. You know, to us, you know, for most of it's really hard to see anything else. It's like, oh, space. Space is like even. It's always even. It'll never change. But there's this little thing. There's this little funny thing called gravity. Now, let's say we just take negative space, and then we add something. Okay. Let's add a little man to it. And then most people, when they think, oh, they can just put it into space. If you put this little man into space, well, since there's nothing, you know, nothing happens. It's like, oh, you just put him into space. But no. Because every physical thing, everything with matter, everything touched in atoms and stuff, you're not going to get into like waves. Waves are totally different. Waves are a different thing, but particles, anything that's like matter, things that we can touch even on the subatomic matter, has gravity. And gravity, if you know gravity, it's what makes things want to move toward each other. Because we don't see it a whole lot with like small things are really hard to notice, but like a planetary thing, you know, we have our planet, and you know, the gravity makes things go around it, and then our planet goes around the sun, and the gravity is what keeps us on the Earth, yada yada yada. And so that's pretty easy to understand. But gravity doesn't just pull us in, like, it doesn't just pull us in, it pulls nothing in. The literal void, negative space around it, warps it. We warp the negative. So instead of just going like, you know, like straight through it, like, whoa, like it's like when you're displacing water, you're kind of like distorting the space. You're stretching it around. You're even nothingness, literal fucking nothingness, takes up like space and whatever. I'm not moving it. Oh, my cam fell off. No, I'm moving. I'm losing I'm destroying the simulacrum of me being an army person that moves. I see. The empty space around us morphs around. And so, theoretically, you know, I don't know all the math, I'm not that smart. If you literally had, like, the distance between a teeny tiny object and you know, a big object, you know, let's say this is their distance right here, like 3 whatever the fucks, 3 whatever the hells, you know, and because it bends. The amount of gravity it has depends on how much it bends space, you know? But let's say if a big thing, and theoretically they should be in this, if we take the same object and we made it big, the gravity will bend it more because there's more matter, and so it technically makes it a lot. If that makes sense. Or was it the other way around? Fuck. But maybe it makes it shorter if there's more gravity. Yeah, okay. So what? Okay, what? So okay. So what does that mean? Okay, so things are things, right? Nothing is a thing. But we can figure out that, oh, nothing bends around, and that means that nothing is something. We also found out that stuff with more gravity, gravity affects time and space, not just space, but time. So if you're like, let's say, let me give an example. Okay. Say you're on the Earth. Okay, you're on the Earth. Let's say you count to 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, and let's say that you can consistently, to the absolute true second, just count it repeatedly, whatever. When you're this close, there's a lot more, Okay, you can count to 10, and you can count reliably, say it, whatever. Let's say then you're all the way out here away from the Earth, so there's less gravity, because the closer you are, the more gravity, and the further away, the less gravity. That means that the warping of space is less. And let's say you both count at the same time. Even if you count like the same time, or if you have a clock, the dude out here will count to 10, always count to 10 faster than the dude on the planet. And like, wait, what? And if they both count perfectly, exactly the same time, even if they perfect, because there's less gravity, that means that the time itself is also not warped. And so they're speeding up. So when you get off the planet, and even if you just go high enough into the atmosphere, you're technically time traveling, or you're just space travel, slowing down time or whatever. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So if we can, physics okay? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird like that, but so if something is something, matter us, if nothing, pretend this is the representation of nothing, is also something, even something is nothing, and we know that because nothing can be manipulated by something, and if time is also manipulated by something and nothing, that means time is also something. And if it's something, it's part of everything. Everything. Just 1 second. Okay, good. So what the fuck were we talking about? Okay, yes. So what is love? Okay. Back to this. We killed all the music CD players or whatever. We killed the people that know what it is. And the thing is, all of this. Wrong player. Ooh. I was on the wrong player. Because time is something, there is a point in time where all of these existed. So even if you killed them now, you destroyed atoms now, even though that's technically impossible as far as we know, because you cannot destroy or create matter, it just gets transmuted, yada yada yada. It still existed back before you destroyed everything. So you destroyed all these times, but on like a chronological relativity, we did not destroy it. Okay? We did not destroy it. So if we really wanted to destroy What Is Love, the song by Hathaway, by a German fuck, we wanted to really get rid of it, we'd have to destroy time itself. How do we destroy fucking time? Oh, okay. So we're getting into we're getting into really weird territory that no one knows. But, you know, even our smartest fuckers know. I don't even know, so how am I going to know? I barely understand any of this. Oh god, it's already been 36 minutes. Oh god, I felt like we rambled on something. Oh no. So time and space. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the universe. So, beginning of the universe, I know, let's pretend God isn't there. Let's pretend God, let's all pretend we're atheists, you know. Before, there was nothing. Technically something. We'll say technically nothing. Everything in the universe was in a super defined, everything was in a point. Super, you know, a single point. Like us, atoms, you know, and like we said, with everything is something, that also includes getting your fedora, BRB. Yeah, okay. Shit, I don't have a fedora. Let me draw myself the fedora right now. That's a really shitty fedora, but woo, take that, theists, woo. Let me add my trench coat. Let me add my neck beard. Okay, there we go. We're very immersed. So everything was in a point. I know we're getting into weird stuff that's hard to truly understand. Yeah, right there. Oh, peak. But everything was in a single point. And even that's kind of hard to define, because what is a single point? Well, it's the smallest point ever, but what's the smallest point? Because when you're smaller, you know, the whole thing was if you get something into an atom, there's you know, or a crumb, well, that's made of a bunch of crumbs, and then eventually you get into atoms, and then you get nuclei and quarks and strings, and we don't know where the fuck. We don't know where it ends. Maybe it never ends, hypothetically. But let's say everything in a single point, wherever that hypothetical smallest point. Well, maybe it wasn't even the smallest. I don't know. Everything. So it mattered. You know, matter. But also the lack of empty space. All of empty space. We think, empty space is everywhere, but no, empty space was all in this one freaking point. And we can kind of figure it out because, like we said, and what did I delete it? All right. Oh crap! I erased it all. I just destroyed the example. Hey, very on point. Very on brand. Damn, stay on there. I must have moved. I must be the anime person. Does everything, you know, all these things are something because we can manipulate them. That means everything, time, space. The infinite space is not infinite, technically. There's and it's really hard to get your brain around of what's outside of nothing, every infinity? Well, apparently there's nothing outside of infinity. How do you measure that? I don't fucking know. So, and that also includes time, like I said. There's time in there. Let's draw a fucking cloud. My king keeps freaking. One second. I need to stick it in my face so it always is on me with my hand. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm drawing with one hand. Okay, so time. It's on there. And so time is all squished into a point, and so the time doesn't exist and also exists. So at one point at the very beginning, which is also never, because technically there was no beginning of time, it doesn't exist. It's all in a point. So if we can Star Trek bullshit, we take Captain Kirk and we have to be outside time. Hypothetically, this is a Captain Kirk outside of reality, which would that work? I don't know. Is it the idea that exists? Well, would that even exist outside? Because our thoughts exist in our brain. It's weird, it's moldy, but it exists. And if everything else exists inside this little point, that means our thoughts all exist. So this is kind of like futile, but hypothetically, there's a Captain Picard, Captain Sisko, Captain Hook, and they shoot the fucking laser, destroy that point and everything. Then at that point, you kill time, and so we would all cease to exist, and love is gone with everything else, and we destroyed, in our attempt to destroy something totally. Second. Let me get a different color. Whoa. We destroyed that shit. It's terrible. It's too fat. Marker's too fat. The breath is too fat. Why is it too fat? I don't know. No, that's something. Shit. Everything. Just say I need to take my meds real quick. Okay. Can you hear the profiles? Can you hear? Here's the other one. There's a small one, full fire. Okay. So since I missed a few days, I'm just going to take all of them. This one, 90. Oh, okay, so 90 versus however, whatever. There's like 60 in here, okay. I need to get those back in. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Oh, good. So we destroyed. So in our effort to destroy music, to truly destroy it, to destroy something completely, you have to destroy everything. You can't just destroy one. You have to. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Either everything's destroyed or nothing is destroyed. I'm getting really shaky, so I think I'm gonna and okay, I need, okay.